So when Lisa Leslie is on Angel Reese's podcast and gets asked anything you would want me to work on going into year 2, Lisa Leslie has a laundry list she's already written out. Your layups suck. Your layups suck. You can't finish. You can't finish. You can't. Lisa Leslie had a huge list.
But I don't know what the scouts were looking at. I really don't. But following the 7, God has a plan, and it is what it is. And you ended up in Chicago, but I'm just telling you.
Going into season,
you were ready.
Thank you. Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for?
So when Lisa Leslie is on Angel Reese's podcast and gets asked anything you would want me to work on going into year 2, Lisa Leslie has a laundry list she's already written out. Your layups suck. Your layups suck. You can't finish. You can't finish. You can't. Lisa Leslie she had a huge list. Ever wonder what happens when a basketball star's ego outgrows her skills? Angel Reese's new podcast, Unapologetically Angel, is giving us front row seats to that exact spectacle. And boy, is it a doozy. I don't know what the scouts were looking at. I really don't, but fall in the 7, God has a plan. And that it is what it is, and you ended up Chicago. But I'm just telling you, going in season, you were ready. Thank you. Going in my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me from WNBA legends roasting her layups to dismal viewership numbers? Reese's attempt to stay relevant is backfiring in the most cringeworthy way possible. You won't believe what her own mentor Lisa Leslie had to say about her game. Stick around as we dive into this train wreck that's got the basketball world buzzing. Are you ready? Let's go. You know what? Wild Angel Reese can't seem to shake off Caitlin Clark's shadow. Even on her own turf, Reese launched Unapologetically Angel to give fans a peek into her life beyond the court. But it's turned into an unexpected comedy of errors. Every single episode, no matter who's sitting across from her or what topic they start with, somehow ends up circling back to the one and only Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese on the Unapologetically Clout-Chasing Caitlin Clark podcast. I think that's what it's called, Unapologetic Cloud Chasing of Caitlin Clark podcast, hosted by Angel Reese. It's like Clark has become this invisible guest star that Reese can't escape. Is it the guests who keep bringing her up, or is Reese subconsciously steering the ship towards Clark Island? We've got to wonder what's really going on in Reese's head. Is it a case of intense rivalry, secret admiration? Or is Clark just that much of a dominant force in women's basketball right now? Episode after episode, we're seeing this pattern unfold. 1 minute Reese is chatting about her favorite pregame rituals, and the next someone's gushing about Clark's latest record-breaking performance. It's almost comical how predictable it's become. Fans on social media are having a field day with it, suggesting the podcast should be rebranded as The Caitlin Clark Show, hosted by Angel Reese. This Clark-centric content might actually be doing Reese a favor. Think about it. Every time Clark's name comes up, it's drawing more attention to Reese's podcast. Basketball analysts are noticing, too, pointing out how Reese's attempts to highlight her own journey often get overshadowed by discussions of Clark's achievements. Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark? Besides her skills, she can shoot threes from go. We never seen that before. That's my point. Steve Curry, a little kid like Steve Curry. I love, why I love Steve Curry? Because I've never seen that before. You've got to wonder what this is doing to Reese's image and the goals she had for her podcast. Did she set up to create a platform where she'd constantly be compared to Clark? Or is this just an unexpected twist in the Angel Reese story? It's a fine line between staying relevant and becoming obsessed, and right now, it's hard to tell which side Reese is landing on. Are you ready to hear what Reese's so-called mentor said about her? Lisa Leslie appears on Angel Reese podcast, Unapologetically Angel. She gives Angel some advice, just a hint. It has to do with her layups. You thought the Caitlin Clark comparisons were tough? Well, Angel Reese's latest podcast episode just took an unexpected turn into awkward city when WNBA legend Lisa Leslie stepped into the Unapologetically Angel studio. Fans probably expected some light-hearted banter and maybe a few nuggets of wisdom. Instead, they got a front row seat to what can only be described as a public roasting session. Leslie, apparently not one for sugarcoating, decided to keep it real. And I mean really real going in my season 2. What's some advice that you would give for me season 2? I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Let's break this down, shall we? Leslie, a two-time WNBA champ and arguably one of the most dominant players in women's basketball history, didn't waste any time getting to the point. She looked Reese dead in the eye and dropped this truth bomb. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Ouch. Can you imagine sitting there trying to host your own show while your basketball idol basically tells you that your fundamental skills need serious work? But wait, it gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. It's just a fact it's more than a fact she is not good at lips. But I was looking at her stats, I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad, and even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 133%. Leslie didn't stop at just critiquing Reese's layup form. She went full statistician on us, pointing out that Reese averaged a measly 39.1% from the field during her rookie season. For those of you who aren't basketball nerds, that's not great, especially when you consider that Reese was shooting below 50% on shots less than 5 feet from the basket. That's like missing half your shots right at the rim. You know, the easiest place to score from this is like WNBA leveling up. And all eyes on her now. I think that she knows that she has to completely restructure her form, because that is not the way to be efficient in the post position that she is in. At the post position that she's in, a layup is supposed to be a given. She needs to improve her touch around the rim, like all over the place. But she seems to take these desperation shots. Now picture this scene. Reese probably sweating bullets, trying to maintain her cool as Leslie just keeps dishing out these harsh truths. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. But you can't look away. The awkward tension in that studio must have been thick enough to cut with a knife. Remember, this is the same Angel Reese that faced stat padding allegations all season long, to the point her coach got fired. Even Kennedy Carter roasted her on her way out of Chicago. Kennedy Carter Instagram account right here, guys. And I'm here to tell you, bro, she been going on a low rant all night long now. This is the tweet right here that kind of sparked everything she stated. I think the ability to consistently make layups just put anyone in a different tier. So important to score easy. Now a lot of people is insinuating that this tweet is towards Angel. Here's the thing about pro athletes, they love to spill the tea on social media. And when it comes to the Chicago Sky, Carter just turned up the heat to boiling point. You know, those vague tweets that make you go, wait, what's the real story here? Well, Carter dropped a doozy that had everyone connecting the dots faster than you can say layup. Carter tweeted about the importance of making layups innocent enough, right, wrong. See, Angel Reese had been struggling with layups all season. We're talking a success rate of 42.4%, the worst in the WNBA. That's not just bad, that's maybe you should try. Underhand VAT out of 321 attempts, Reese only managed to sink 136. Ouch. Just like I've been telling y'all, bro, she has been making it her business to sneak this Angel every chance she get. Now, since she's been cut, it look even more obvious. Somebody said, lol, you ate down. Now this tweet right here just popped up here. Somebody tried to come into defense of her because we know she's a free agent. So like if you throw teammates, ex-teammates under the bus, that's going to hurt you even more. But wait, there's more. When a fan shared a graphic showing these layup percentages, Carter couldn't resist commenting. Translation for those who don't speak Twitter: you nailed it, not going to lie subtle as a sledgehammer. Right, this public critique isn't just about Reese's layups or shooting percentages. It speaks to broader concerns about her playing style and approach to the game. When someone of Leslie's caliber takes the time to break down your weaknesses in such detail, it's a sign that these issues are more than just rookie jitters or minor flaws. Has nobody mentioned this to Angel Reese through 17 to 23 years old, so every time she would meet a legend or meet somebody in the WNBA, meet a player, instead of saying, "Hey Angel, let me talk to you real quick," instead of looking out for her, you guys, just do this again. 'Cause it's okay, you've got to wonder what this does to Reese's relationship with Leslie. Is this the end of a mentorship, or could it be the wake-up call Reese desperately needs? Because let's face it, when a legend like Lisa Leslie tells you to fix something, you'd better listen. But you know what? This wasn't the first time someone called out Reese in her own show. Just when you thought Angel Reese's podcast couldn't get more awkward, enter Shaquille O'Neal herself, self-proclaimed father figure, but instead of offering a shoulder to cry on. After Leslie's critique, Shaq came ready to drop some truth bombs of his own. And let me tell you, these weren't your average fatherly nuggets of wisdom. Oh, she can't be rookie the because all she do is do the flip shots. Just remember all that they say. You'd think having a basketball legend like Shaq in your corner would be a dream come true, right? Well, for Angel Reese, it turned into a bit of a nightmare. O'Neal didn't just creak her game. He went full savage mode, leaving Reese and her fans stunned. You know who you are. You're the